Hey guys, thanks for stopping by again. Just a quick update on progress on the 70.5 Camaro. Motor's almost to the stage where it's ready to go in chassis. Still got a few things I need to finalize in detail on it, but for the most part it's ready to drop in chassis. So far so good. This baby's got 9 pulleys on the front of it. We won't put the drive belt on it until it's ready to go in chassis, because it'll be fairly delicate, and I don't want to manhandle it too much in the transition to chassis. So we'll do the belt drive last. It was fun. It was fun trying to line up all these pulleys on this baby, but anyway, I think we got her down. Had to do some modifications to the chassis to get this thing to sit low enough to get hood clearance, so I don't have to be putting a scoop on it. First thing we had to do is the subframe. We had to cut the motor mounts down, and it still wasn't going to sit low enough, so I had to change the pan out for a shallow sump pan on it, and the oil pan is going to be, front part of the oil pan is going to be real close to the subframe. Anyway, I think it's my test fitting. It looks like it's going to just clear the hood. I have a backup plan. I have a scoop picked out just in case, once I start getting to the final assembly here, I can and final paint job on the body, that I can switch out and put this hood scoop on if I have to. I really don't want to, but anyway, we'll see how that progresses. The other thing that I ran into is, once I got the engine lowered, the stock exhaust manifolds weren't going to clear the subframe, so I had to make some headers out of solder. We still have to finalize collectors and how I'm going to make that transition from the headers to the collectors to exhaust. It's going to run to the back of the car, but I got a couple ideas I want to try, but that's one of the things we need to finalize and figure out before we get this thing in chassis. As I mentioned in my opening video, that I was going to try and run hide the coils and plumbing for the coils under a separate cover on each cylinder head. And so what I did was I took a piece of stock plastic or styrene and simulated a valve cover underneath that chrome cover you see in the video. So that chrome cover on either side is just a chrome cover on top of the valve covers, just to hide all the ignition coils, even though it's not a real freaking motor. But anyway, it just cleans it up and makes it look better, so you can see the spark plug wires running out of the chrome covers that run down to the plugs. We've got a couple of red and black wires running out of the back of the valve cover, and we're going to run those up to dual MSD boxes we're going to mount on the inner fender when we get to that stage. Throttle body's wired. I used a black and gold fine wire with that. Alternator's plumbed. It's ready to get hooked up to regulator. I'm not sure where the regulator's located on this car, but we'll figure that out. That's one more thing on our list of things to do. The air cleaner and air cleaner tube to the throttle body is just sitting there for video's sake. I got to finalize how I'm going to, the position I really want that, and how that's going to sit in chassis. So we'll run through a couple of dry fits again and see how that's going to look. Show you the pulley setup on the front. This was a fun job trying to get these babies all mounted on there. I think there's 9 of them in total. Got fuel rails plumbed on it. Fuel lines run down to the fuel pump. We're going to run AC on this car. And we've got the AC compressor mounted, and it's plumbed with a couple of AC lines we'll run back to the firewall. Heater hoses we've got ready to go to the firewall as well. Going to try my hand at little braided hose again. This time on the upper and lower rad hose I've run a small wire as large as I could fit without distorting the hose down the core of it, just to try and give it some stiffness as it goes through the twists and turns and bends, so I don't run into the same freaking issue that I did with the 61 where I got the hoses collapsing on turns. What else? Starter's wired, it's ready to go. Got our brake booster vacuum line ready to run up to the brake booster. Other than that, that's kind of where we are with this baby. Body's still in the same shape, it's just primed in the hood and the interior, and of course I couldn't keep looking at the crappy orange color, so we just primed everything gray. I may do a reprime it again with a white base coat before I paint the blue in the end, but at least I got it primed with something, so I get an idea where I'm going. Hang on. But so far so good. Everything's kind of going as planned so far. The big test is when we do our next dry fit in chassis to make sure we've got hood clearance. Anyway, I thought thanks again for stopping by, guys, and as usual, take care, and we'll talk to you soon. See ya.